Hi friends, welcome back to the Vintage Edit. I'm so excited because it's finally fall, my absolute favorite time of the year. The air is cooler, the leaves are starting to turn, and it just feels like the perfect season to make things cozy and welcoming. I think that's why so many of us enjoy decorating for the fall. It's not just about pumpkins and hay bales. It's about that warm feeling you get when you walk up to the front door and it just says, "Welcome, come on in." So, for today's video, I'm going to share how I plan on decorating outside for the season. I've pulled together some vintage pieces, a little bit of nature, and a few cozy details to create an outdoor display that feels rustic and still inviting. So, let's get started with the front door. For my front door this fall, I found a gorgeous wreath at HomeSense. It's full of soft lamb's ear foliage with cream pumpkins and little berries tucked throughout for a cozy harvest feel. I love the green and cream colors, so classy and timeless, and it instantly makes my entryway feel warm and welcoming. Next up is the showstopper. I started with this antique lobster crate from the Maritimes. Such a lucky Facebook Marketplace find. The woman I bought it from had owned it for decades, and while she was sad to let it go, I promised her it would be the star of my fall decor. I filled the crate with hay from a local farmer, added some branches we had pruned from the yard, and draped burlap across the top, tucking it in on both sides, but leaving the front open so the hay shows through. I had planned to use heirloom pumpkins, but when I found this beautiful pumpkin grouping at HomeSense, I knew it was just right. It fits perfectly in the box on top of the hay. Next, I tuck in a vintage cornucopia I thrifted for only $2.50, filled with dried Indian corn. I also added this charming partridge on a pumpkin figurine from HomeSense, which really brings in that harvest feel. For height, I used a vintage Deruta pitcher I thrifted a couple months back. I fill the pitcher with faux pom-pom florals and hay. Then I step back and I add some greenery, a little around the pumpkins and some trailing out of the cornucopia for extra softness. Finally, I wrap in solar twinkle lights to give it that nighttime sparkle. At this point, I've hung a vintage oil lantern above the crate. You can see it to the left, just behind the pom-poms. I also add in some pine cones scattered in at the end to finish things off. The result is a rustic, cozy harvest display, full of history, texture, and just the right touch of sparkle. For my fall indoor table decor, I started with this vintage glass tray. It actually came off of a 1920s tea cart, and I refinished it myself, so it feels extra special. On top, I placed this resin turkey I found at HomeSense. He's the star of the show for sure. Surrounding him are a few little orange resin pumpkins, also from HomeSense, just to bring in that classic fall color. Then, to mix it up, I added 2 old glass pumpkins that used to be bright orange, but I gave them a stone-like finish for a fresh modern twist. And to balance everything out, I tucked in this stone vase, also HomeSense, filled with greenery and delicate Queen Anne's lace from Michaels and Amazon. Old and new, rustic and modern, all coming together for a cozy fall centerpiece. The clear glass tray allows my mother's heirloom crochet to peek through, an intricate backdrop that layers texture and tradition into the fall tablescape. Thanks for spending time with me today. If you love bringing a touch of vintage into your everyday life, from timeless decor and classic recipes to vintage-inspired serveware, furniture, and more, be sure to like and subscribe and join me here at the Vintage Edit for cozy seasonal inspiration and ideas for mixing vintage into modern living. Happy fall!